Hello internet, welcome back to my channel and to my first house building video, yay! So for this video I wanted to do, well lately I've been obsessed with the Japanese drama show Mischievous Kiss because it's on Netflix, and I watched it the first time it came out on Crunchyroll in 2013, but now it's on Netflix, so I feel like I felt like I had to watch it again because I don't know. And I don't know. It was so good. So I was just like, why not? And nothing else. I didn't have anything else I was watching. So I just started watching it again. And for some reason, I was watching it. I was just like super obsessed with the house. And I don't know why. So I just decided to build it. And when I decided to build it, I started realizing how weird it was. Because in every scene, I just kept paying like such close attention to the house. It was just overwhelming. But anyway, here I'm trying to build like that typical Japanese entryway with that step down in the front, which I struggled with a lot, and I cut a lot out of this because it was like I was like messing with the foundation and trying to figure it all out. And I figured out how to do a split level by just building around, like building a room in the area where I wanted it to be sunken down, and then just deleting the floor from that area. But then that hindered the way that I wanted to do the stairs, because if you watch the show, you know the stairs, they have like that kind of L-shaped stairway where it's like a few steps and then a landing and then more steps, which you could also do in The Sims by manipulating the foundation. But I couldn't do both. Like I couldn't do a simple step entryway, because I had to put stairs in the entryway, and then the entryway would have to be bigger because the foundation would have to be higher for me to do the L-shaped stairs. Anyway, it was complicated. So I sacrificed the stairs and I went with like the simple step entryway, or like the step in entryway where they could like take off their shoes and all that stuff. And that is what happened basically. So, and then adding the fireplace was simple because they have a fireplace in the show, and then they have that like this big chimney in the house. I just feel like the house, like their first house, because in the second season they moved into a new house, but in the first house it was just so like, to me it just felt like iconic to the show. So I was just obsessed with it and I wanted to build it. Building this chimney was kinda tricky too. I cut out a lot here. I struggled. Like picking the different, I don't even know what that's called, like the top of the chimney where the smoke comes out. I was like, what am I gonna pick? But yeah, I'm obsessed with that show and I love it, and I I have a love-hate relationship with Naoki, the main character, the main love interest, because to me he's just like, I would have been done. I would have been done a long time ago. Kotoko, just she's put up with too much stress. I can't do it. He's just too mean. But in the second season, he's so sweet, so nice. So it's like a love-hate relationship. Like I hate you first season, but second season is like, oh, you were kind of worth it. You were kind of worth it. Like I'm not even mad. So in this part, I'm adding the designating like the living room and the dining room, and then the kitchen, and then they have that little like sun room area off the dining room that her friend kind of sneaks into that one time when he like he had to start like living in the house or whatever. Which that room got kind of complicated for me. And here you can see me just adding random furniture because I was literally like watching the show and building at the same time. And so whenever I was like, oh, this is how this looks, I would just like stop like building walls and stuff and start putting furniture in. So I was like, oh, I need to know what this furniture looks like. I need to like see what my options are for the Sims and then how the furniture looks. Building the kitchen was pretty simple though. Their kitchen also in the show was like surprisingly outdated to me, because in the show they're supposed to be like super rich or whatever, but their kitchen is just like so outdated in my opinion. It's like they're I don't know, I guess maybe it's a cultural thing, like maybe they're like Western style kitchens are like so like stainless steel appliances, marble countertops, like pretty white cabinetry most of the time. I guess if you have like a dark kitchen or whatever, but like right now white cabinets are in, and I guess the show came out in 2013, but still I just feel like it was just like super outdated. So I tried to pick an outdated looking fridge, but I didn't want one of the cheap fridges because I wanted the mom to be like a really good cook, and I feel like to be a really good cook in The Sims, like for your food to come out like perfect and stuff, you have to have like a good quality fridge. So yeah, in the end, I also do build a family to go with the house. But yeah, I ended up picking one of the fridges that turn orange, which kind of looks like the fridge, but doesn't, because their fridge is like a one of those with the door with the freezer on top and then like the fridge at the bottom. And this one is like a two-door fridge, but that was the closest one in color that was like high quality, so that's the one I went with. And then I was deciding how to do the cabinets because I wanted some like see-through cabinets just to mix it up and then just to start adding stuff to the counter. I wanted to push the microwave back a bit, but I realized that you can't do that. Like the microwave could only go in 3 spots. You know, like with other stuff on the countertops, like you could kind of do that thing where you fill the countertop up, and then when it runs out of snapping spots, you could put it wherever you want to. But with the microwave, you cannot do that. They were not about it, and I was sad about it. And then I'm just adding some curtains, which I kind of feel like really kind of match the curtains in the show, which I was happy about. And then I decided to add this, like, again, I was watching the show as I was doing this, so a scene on the show was showing like the entry, and I was like, oh, black and white tiles, gotta add them, even though these tiles are kind of like gray and white. And then I started working on the entryway. And I know in the show, on that right on that right wall there, they have like a bunch of cabinets. But I was contemplating putting closets there to like simulate, I guess, the cabinets that are in the show. But it was just too much, because then I would have to build like a wall outside to block out the cabinets, and then you wouldn't have that look of the chimney jutting out from the side with the black part with the way that I built the chimney. So I was just like, yeah, no, if we're going cabinet space in general. Also, I had a hard time picking a dining table or like a dinette table, because in the show, the dinette table has like a short tablecloth, and they don't have any short tablecloth tables in The Sims, which was annoying. So, like a long tablecloth table. Then you just start putting flooring in everywhere. I don't know what the floors look like in the show in the kitchen. I just feel like that's what it would look like. So that's what I went with. And then I felt like in the living room and dining room it was like a lighter color, but in the front it was like super orange. Then I was centering the fireplace with the chimney. Another thing I noticed with like building the house, like in the show, like every room has white walls except like the kitchen, which has like that tile wall, and then the dining room, which has like it had green, like the walls literally like almost exactly like it is in The Sims. Like green walls are in my build anyway. Green walls with that like white bottom shiplap thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, every other room had white walls, and it was super boring. Especially upstairs, it just got super monotonous and just boring and played out not fun. And also, when I did that too, I made the stairs thinner. So at the beginning, I had 2 stairs, basically like two tile stairs. I made it into one because I wanted to make the rooms upstairs bigger on that side. So we took out another step to do it. So the stairs definitely don't look at all like they look in the show, but it works, I guess. So up here, at first I had like just the boys' room, Kotoko's dad's room, and the bathroom, and then the master bedroom and the master bathroom. But then I was watching the show again, like like I said, as I built, and I think it was episode 8. Like the dad was just randomly like, "Oh, meet me upstairs in the study," or "Meet me in the study." He didn't say upstairs. He said, "Meet me in the study," and I was like, "A study? A study? Really? We like on episode 8?" And I don't remember the study. I think it was literally only in that one episode, so I had to make room for the study. And in the show, it looked like a whole different section of the house, like a whole other wing of the house. And I was like, no, no, you're getting a tiny little space for this study, because now I gotta squeeze this in. Oh, but now I'm building Kotoko's room. This was my favorite room. This was really probably the main reason why I even did this build, was because I wanted to do the room, because the mom was so obsessed with it, and it was kind of cute in the show. It was kind of cute. It was like kind of overly childish though, in my opinion, and especially in my build, it comes out really childish. Like, it looks to me like more of a toddler's room, not a teenager's room at all. Like, if I was a teen and this was my room, I'd be like, we need to get rid of some of this stuff. Like, it was a bit childish, but still, it was cute. The table in the show, I wish we had like a table like what was in the show. It wasn't like this small table, though the small table would have come in handy, but in the show, her table had like a shelf thing, and she had like a lot of knick-knacky stuff on her table, and I really wanted to incorporate that. So at first I was thinking I could just do this table, and then put a wall shelf over it, and then do the knick-knacks on that. But then it didn't really look how I wanted it to look, so I switched out the table instead for a bigger table a little bit later on, which fills up the room a lot more than I would have liked, but it is what it is. And then also at some point in the show, she had like a vanity in her room, and then she had like a full length mirror in her room. I did not add those because I was just like, these do not fit in here, and I'm not trying to make them fit. Like, I wanted to have the closet because she had like huge closets in her room, so I made that happen. But we weren't about to put no vanity in here or a full length mirror. Like, it just was not gonna fit. This is where I switched out the desk for that bigger desk, and I just squeeze it in there. I definitely use the bb.move objects cheat in this, so, and I did not check anything to make sure it worked because I started putting some stuff like in some corners, and like I did check the pillows. I checked the pillows because I did move the pillows in the middle of the room, so she could sit in the pillows and she could sit at the desk. I don't know if she could sit in the chair because I ended up putting some stuffed animals in the chair because it filled it up more and it was just cute. This stool here, I feel like is the exact same stool that was in the show. I'm just saying. Like, she had this stool in the show that was like, it looked like a kind of rustic, dark blue stool, like some paint patches missing, and it looked exactly like the stool in the show. I don't know how they get their like furniture designs in the sense, but that one was like super spot on what I needed for this build. It was super helpful. Made the carpet up, the rug up. I definitely made some things up. Just straight up made things up. Actually, at this point, I don't even think I remembered I'd seen the room in a while, and I was just making stuff up. And like later on, I ended up changing a lot because I was watching the show again, and the scene came on with it. That's when I got that yellow paint. I was like, oh, the room's yellow. Gotta make it yellow. Gotta make that stool darker blue because it was like a darker blue. And I moved this wall decor around. I keep fiddling with the curtains. I changed the curtains so much. I cut so much out when we changed the curtains. I was doing the most with the curtains. I was doing the most. I was putting curtains on top of curtains. Because in the show, it's like, her curtains are really, a lot of the curtains actually in the show are very, like, they were sheer and very, like, thick. So, like, it seemed like a lot of curtain, like a lot of layers. And I was trying to do that, and it was not working. So I just, like, I was like, no, simple white ones. Then I wanted to put a little table in her room. It's that cute scene where they fall asleep at the table together. So I was like trying to shrink down some coffee tables and put it in there, but I just felt like it wasn't gonna fit. Like, it was nobody's gonna be able to use the chair or the bed. So I gave up on that. And then I ended up putting the pillows in the middle on the ground. I shrink them down a little bit. But she could still sit in them, which was shocking. And kind of nice. But you could sit and shrunken down stuff. Then I started using this. I shrunk down that giant bunny. And I switched the colors on the bunny, and I didn't know that bunny had the recolors that it had. It was really nice. Now I'm just adding a bunch of different like knick-knacky stuff to her room. She had a kind of a mobile kind of thing that was going on. It didn't look like that. It was way cuter. But I added the toddler mobile, and this, I guess why this room looks so toddlerish to me, I feel like the main reason why is because of the mobile. Like, that's the main reason why I'm just like, this just looks like a toddler's room, not a teen's room. But I guess it could just be like a really girly teen, like Kotoko. So yeah, I guess it worked out. I'm gonna put the poofs there, or the pillows there, instead of the table. So they're gonna just have to fall asleep on the pillows while he helps her study. That was such a cute scene, such a cute picture, even though he was so not happy with that. Then I moved back down to the living room because this is the room where I feel like you notice the weirdness of the house the most. Well, maybe not the most. It's like the living room and the outside, just weird rooms. Like the living room, they had this seemingly normal living room set, right? Like the bigger couch and then the armchair fit normally together. And then like everything else like kind of had like a modern design, but then they randomly had this couch. I mean, I feel like again they did it for the show, but there's like so that everybody could have a space to sit in the show like when they needed it, and it was just convenient. But they had this random couch on the other side of the big couch, so it's like in the show it was like a couch with a big blue fuzzy like blanket over it that covered the whole couch, like a big blue fuzzy couch cover. And so I just put this random blue couch there because I was like, I don't know. This is just weird. Like when you start putting these things together, it just looks so weird. Or when you think about it, it's just like that's weird. Not that it looks bad because it doesn't really look bad, but it was still like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? Also in the show, they seemed like they had a TV, um, that was like legit right in front of the fireplace. I was like, why? Why? Like I do it. At first I was like, I'm not gonna do that because it's just dumb. That just doesn't make any sense. Then I do it anyway because I was just like, might as well. Like what? Why not? Just why not? Just might as well. So I ended up putting the TV in front of the fireplace. It's a useless fireplace. I don't know if the fireplace could even work now with the TV in front of it. I don't know if they could even light it. And then I start adding in the plants. That in that show they have a ton of plants everywhere. This is the most plants I've ever used in The Sims. Like I typically almost never put plants in a house when I build a house. This house, I was just like, just gonna put a plant in this corner, gonna put a plant next to this thing, because I feel like these plants are everywhere in the show. Just putting plants everywhere. I was starting to run out of plant options. I was like, I feel like I use this plant too much. I need to use a different plant. And then I was like, this plant is too big, this plant is too small. I was all over the place with the plants. Then I started going in with the clutter items because it was like, I feel like I want to stop saying like, I say like a lot and I need to get it together because it was a lot of clutter items in the house. I think, I think that I want to start using I think as my crutch word now instead of like. But anyway, there are a lot of clutter items in the house, especially in the kitchen. I think I cut that out when I do like all the clutter in the kitchen because I just it took me a while, but I was just adding like a bunch of useless clutter in the kitchen on the countertops. You see it in the screenshots at the end, but they had a lot of um, props. I'm gonna say a lot of props. I feel like when I was building this, I was like overthinking everything about it in the house. Ooh, in the show, they had these really nice black and white curtains. Though they were lit. I was like, these are lit. They do not have them in the Sims, but they were lit in the show. So I just used these black and white, or these um black white curtains with a black trim. Clearly white curtains around it with the black trim, and yeah, I think they're from like the Sims 4 equivalent of glam life stuff. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, then I go into the dining room. In the dining room too, the curtains in all the rooms were just a lot, and I couldn't find matching ones in the Sims. If you notice the sunroom over to the right, it completely changes at the end because whilst I was building this was before they showed like full on in the room again. I think it was episode 11. They show full on into the sunroom, and it's completely different than what I have going on there. Again, I went plant crazy. I was just putting plants on everything, plants on everything, and that's not how it looked in the show. So it completely changes in the screenshot. I didn't record it. I just did it off camera. Then this is when I was going in on the study. I used that like secret bookshelf door because I was like, this study just does not appear anywhere in the show. So it's gonna be a secret room that everybody in the house knows about apparently. So that's what happened. Then I struggled with trying to make it look like it did in the show too. And at some point, I just completely give up and I just do whatever I want. Like, because in the show, he had like this smaller, it was a small, tiny room. and he had like a small liquor cabinet thing, which does not exist in The Sims. So from I was just fixated on that, and from that point, it was just like this study is not gonna look like I want it to look, or look like it looks in the show. So I just went off and did my own thing. Later on, I started just adding like random stuff, like hiding stuff around the corners. This table ended up in a whole different direction as well, and I added like random paintings. So it's me hiding like gold all over the house because I feel like they're super rich. Like they're supposed to be rich. Like, they have a whole company, like a huge company. It ain't even like a small family business. It's like a huge company. So I was just like hiding money around the house, like implying that maybe Mr. Irie does some like shady stuff to keep the company afloat, because they was kind of going through a little struggle there. So maybe he had to do some shady stuff. He has some like shady mob money, maybe. Then I started adding his paintings. Oh, and I used a super funny dog poster painting, which was not in the show. But again, didn't care. Did not care. Hiding a briefcase of money on the floor. At one point, I had like a whole ATM in this house, like the one where you could be like, I think kleptomaniacs steal them, but I was using like the buy debug cheat, so I had access to like, or the unlocks entitlement cheat. I was using all of them at once, so I had access to all of it. Um, and I was just adding like random stuff. Oh, I didn't show the building of the boys' room, so I just added that one little clip. You'll see it in the screenshots because the video is just getting super long. It was getting super long. I had, when I started, 11 hours of filming. It takes me a long time to build and decorate. And I was just trying to cut it down, so I was like, I don't want this to be longer than like 30 minutes. It still ends up being longer than 30 minutes, so like I just cut so much out. It took me too long to build this house. Too long. Yeah, this is when I start adding all kind of clutter in the kitchen. Just all kind of clutter. Just putting random stuff random places. Which I feel like is what they did on the set. They were just like, yeah, just put this stuff here. And then I was also like going back and like adding stuff as I was watching the show. So like if I was watching the show and I saw like a random, I don't even like a random item in a random spot, I would go back and add it in the game. Like there was a random guitar in the show, and I was just like, oh, somebody plays guitar. Can I put the random guitar there? Um, just trying to make it as realistic as possible. There is the guitar in the study that was only in one episode. Yeah, good job, good job. Then I made the study a little bit bigger as well, and then I scooched things over. I started to give into the study. I started to be like, yeah, I want the study to look like sense. I want it to be presentable. I lied, and that's when I started switching around everything. And I switched around like the desk to face a different direction, which isn't necessarily how it was in the show, because you kind of get a glimpse of the desk in the show. You don't really see the whole thing. It was like a little bit behind someone's shoulder, I think. I can't remember exactly, but it was barely there. The study was really only in one episode. But it was very significant in that episode. I don't want to spoil anything if anybody hasn't seen it and subsequently wants to watch it. But yeah. And then I did a master bathroom, which was not in the show. I just made it up. And I just kind of went with the same stuff that I put in the first bathroom that was actually in the show, surprisingly. But I just gave them a tub because I feel like it's traditional for Japanese to take baths. I'm sure people take showers anyway as well, but I just wanted to do like a big tub because I feel like that's, I don't know, that's what I wanted to do. And then I did like a little bug, just random stuff. Didn't even think of, just put whatever I wanted in there. Then this is when I do Mr. Aha, Kodakostat. Tried to pronounce that last name, didn't work. No, not gonna try again. So Kodako's dad's room, which also was not in the show, so I just made it up. And I feel like it was small and plain because I feel like he didn't want to be like a burden, So I just did a small and plain room. And then in the master bedroom, I did it all right because there was that one tiny scene with Irie's mom where she is like on the phone with the real estate agent. Another possible spoiler. Um, and their room seemed like they had like an all white canopy bed and like that one random white lamp that looks pretty much just like that lamp that's in their room actually in a sense. Yeah, then I start working on the outside. And I start with the roof, obviously, because you need a roof. And at first I just did it straight across, but their roof doesn't have that like overhang thing, and I wanted it to be pretty perfect because it was a pretty simple roof. So I figured I could get it like 90% right. I don't think the roof tiles were exactly like the ones in the show, but little things. So I'm like messing with like the overhang and like trying to get it right, and I just do whatever because that was the simplest. And I got my roof to meet like that, which I've never done that before, and it looks so nice. And then I did basic white siding because that's what's going on in the show. And then I realized how much I love the windows in The Sims because they match with the show almost perfectly because they have those green shutters like they do in the show. And this is when I started trying to pick a roof tile, and I just feel like none of them work. But I just leave it one way because I'm just like whatever, whatever. Um, yeah, and then I started working on this little overhang for this door because there's that random door in the show that nobody ever goes through, and I have no idea where it leads to. Maybe it goes to the kitchen in the show. In The Sims, the way I built the house, like there was leftover space in that spot, and that ends up being like a laundry room. So that room goes to the laundry room, which kind of works um, pretty well because I feel like in like a regular house, it's usually a room that goes to like if you have a laundry room, there's a room that goes to a laundry room. Then I just did green hedges almost all the way around, but then I leave space for that giant entryway because I don't know in the show if I guess they did have a gate, like a gate that closes that big old entry to their house, but I did not put one because ain't no gate that big in The Sims. Um, and then I did like the I did a wrought iron, a little tiny like a small section for wrought iron fence around the corner, and then tile sections. I think that's pretty accurate to the show, like a tiled wall. Except in The Sims it's brick, but in the show it was tile. They don't have that in The Sims, so. Then I wanted the hedging by this wrought iron gate to be a little bit taller, so I just stacked them on top of each other. And it kind of looks a bit odd, but like you can kind of see the seam, I guess. So you stack it, but I leave it like that anyway because that's what I wanted. Then I just start putting like random foliage around the house to make it look a little bit more complete. I didn't pay too much attention to that with regard to what was on the show specifically. I just wanted it to have foliage. And then I definitely wanted this to be right. This checkered pathway because I feel like that is very like an iconic piece of the house because it's so unique in my opinion. Like who has a checkered pathway to their house? Like that seems pretty unique. I wonder, is that a thing? Like is that a thing? It might be a thing because it does not. Well, it doesn't look bad in The Sims. But it's pretty like it's a pretty bold statement. Adding that little light to the door, then more foliage around the house, random bushes. I just put random bushes in random places. In the show, though, they did show like the backyard in like one episode, at least like a little bit of the backyard. I remember there was a tree, so I put two trees, and then there was a bench, so I put a bench at one point, and I just keep going around with the foliage. This room, the sunroom, ends up changing a lot too. I changed the roof in the sunroom off camera to like a glass roof because I think it was episode 11, pretty sure it was episode 11, it switches to a glass roof, and I realized that I went through this whole video and did not even explain what the show is about in case someone hasn't seen the show. The show is about a girl, basically, a typical drama, a girl that's in love with this dude, and he does not like her at all. She confessed to him and he rejects her. but then they end up living in the same house together. And I think that's pretty much everything without spoilers. He kind of starts to like her, but then he's still super mean to her. Like, he was mean to her in the beginning, and he kind of starts to like her, but then he's still super mean to her, and he's just confused about his feelings, and she just likes him no matter how mean he is, which I don't necessarily know how I feel about that, but at the end of the day, it's her choice. At one point, her dad was like, "You need to get over it because he just does not like you." And she was just like, "I'm persistent." And she stalks him a whole bunch. And it's just like, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. Stop following him everywhere. This is when I make the laundry room, which came up pretty nice too. It was a big laundry room. I probably, in hindsight, should have put this bathroom downstairs, but these are the screenshots, and that's what the sunroom ends up turning into, completely different. And then the entryway, super nice. I love the way the entryway came out. It was super nice. That little hallway. The stairs are so wrong, but that's okay. And then the living room with this TV in front of the fireplace. And then this is where I made the Sims, that family that goes in there. So that was Yuki on the couch, the little brother. In the dining room. The dining room to the kitchen. You can see the mom in the kitchen. Also the mom and Yuki playing chess. The dad was sitting out in the sunroom drinking some lemonade. Then with the mom back in the kitchen. I switched it up. I took screenshots of different times. Just saying. So it wasn't two moms living in the house. I made her once. And I made Yuki once. Start to the kitchen. This is the laundry room. I think it came out pretty nice. Pretty crowded. I feel like it would be crowded. I feel like the rest of the house was crowded. So I just followed suit for all the rooms that are made up. Then we went upstairs to the master bedroom, which is pretty empty because it was empty in the show. Because I guess I only had it for that one scene. Then the made up master bathroom, also not in the show. Just made it up. And the study. So that's how the study ends up coming out. I put all those random certificates on the wall because I feel like they're an accomplished family. Mr. Ihara's room. Ihara? I'm gonna try to say it. Ihara? Anyway, his room was pretty clean. Then the boys' room. Squeezing Yuki and Noki in the same room. I'm butchering these names right now. Then I ended on Kodako's room because that one was my favorite. So, yeah. That room was basically the inspiration for why I decided to build the whole house anyway. So that seems appropriate to have the longest space, the longest runtime. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys like it. And if you guys want to have it, it's uploaded on Gallery. If you want to download it and play with it, maybe build your own family. Maybe I'll upload my family to the Gallery and you could just play that family. It's really fun. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.